this motorbike talk here with Mr. B.
Oh my word, am I actually going to get to the front? Well, hello and welcome to Mr. B's Brain Dump. And welcome to the live ride review of the Keeway 125 Superlight Special Edition. Oh yeah, this is definitely special. Well, I hope you're all well. Let's give it a fair review. And obviously the best way to review a motorbike is by riding it. And that's what we're doing now. Oh yeah, like a boss. Okay, so where do we start? Let's start with the mirrors. You know I like mirrors, don't you? Mirrors are great. They keep you safe. You can see if a 40-ton lorry is about to turn you into smoosh from behind and therefore get out of the way. So I always like to be able to see behind, and also, you know, if there's any blue lights flashing, you know what I mean. So these mirrors, they're actually okay. They're quite a nice little design, and they're oval, but they really do a good job. Can't lie. And they're easy to adjust. You know, Triumph, pay attention. These mirrors, you can adjust them dead easy. Yeah, they're on a ball joint. You just wiggle them and put them into, you know, as you would expect with mirrors, right? But good view. I can make a quick, easy adjustment there. Look at that, lovely, fantastic. So, the mirrors, I'm really happy with. Are you going to cut the corner, mate? Holy shit! Okay, cut the corner then. Anyway, where were we? Mirrors. Am I invisible? See what I did there. So the mirrors get full marks, really. They do exactly what they need to do, and it's a good vision, good view. I like it. Nice. Okay, so mirrors get my approval. So let's carry on with the handlebars. We'll start with the clutch. Yeah, the clutch is nice, and I'm OCD. I'd want to adjust that a little bit. It's a little bit, you know. But yeah, okay, that's just an adjustment. But in terms of using the clutch, dead easy. Really, really light. Just gorgeous, really. Is that too much? Gorgeous? Oh, it's just easy. Very light, very light. And of course it is cable as well, so no issues there. Obviously cables may get old and start to need attention. That's when your clutch gets harder to use, and that's when you change cable. But anyway, right now, lovely clutch. I like it. Straight in there, no messing about. So yeah, clutch, nice. The brake, similarly, it's there right on the front, obviously for the front brake on the right hand side there. And that's doing all right. I've not really tested it fully yet. I've just been riding, so we'll let you know how the braking performance is in a bit. In terms of other controls on the handlebars, we've got you've got your horn. I won't beat that right now, but you've got like yeah, left and right indicators are on the appropriate handlebar, and it's pushing to switch on, pushing again to switch off. Very much like a Harley, I guess. So that's your indicators. You got your electric start up here on the left. That's your electric start, and then the kill switch. Now the kill switch is in black. Okay, that's different. I would normally expect to get a nod. Yes, we do. Boom shaka like a boss. The kill switch is in black, not red. So that's in an emergency. Which button do you press? Just go for the one on the outside, mate. But yeah. So, but all in all work fine. Electric start is good. It also has a kickstart. We'll look at that when we do a walk around. Which is nice. Nice old school kickstart, right? You've got a flat battery, you can still start the bike. So that's cool. Then of course we got our heads-up display, which is some nice old school analog dials. The only issue that I have really starting with the speedo is it's in kilometers an hour. So I'm never really sure at a glance, where should I be? I guess you just have to learn it, right? I mean, like 80 kilometers an hour is basically 50. And yeah, I kind of get lost in between there. My metric conversion is its best, but I'm sure you'd learn that. So be warned, the speedo is in kilometers an hour, so don't think you're doing 80 miles an hour. That ain't happening on this. But yeah, obviously there is miles an hour on the inside of the dial. Why are you sat in the middle of the road? I don't know. What the fuck? You have your kilometers and trip as well. So there you go. This one's coming up on 22 kilometers. That's right, it's pretty much brand new. And quick shout out to the babe, whose bike this is actually. So that's the speedo, which, like I say, it's all in kilometers. Even the mileometer is the cut. What is that be? What would that be? Mileometer, kilometer meter? Anyway, it's all in kilometers. So if you think you've done 22 miles, you haven't. You've done more like 12. Okay, that's 12 miles. Okay, enough of trying to convert that because I'm not good with that. Oh, apparently I need to slow down. Holy shit. Oh, apparently 33 miles an hour is 40 kilometers an hour. Thanks for that. Can't be right. Oh no, I said that's 60. Right, yeah, so, right, I can see the 30 mile an hour now. Now the needle's out of the way. All right. Holy crap. Okay, well it was only 33. That's within the 10% margin, officer. Okay, so moving on from that, you've got your rev counter, which also has your neutral indicator and your indicator. Yes, the indicator, which is on the right hand side, and the neutral indicator is on the left hand side of the rev counter. And the rev counter is the rev counter, and it shows the revs. I've got a sneaky suspicion it's cable drive, but anyway, I could be wrong. Maybe not, it may be electronic. But there you go, the rev counter, and it shows the revs. This is something that I'm not a fan of, but it's what it's got. And it's all down to the European Union. Oh, god darn that European bunch. But anyway, it's category 5 or Euro 5 or whatever it's called, which basically means it spoils your fun. And in this case, we have dual braking. What that basically means to the untrained eye is that when I press the rear brake, 25% of that braking power goes onto the front brake, whether I want it to or not. So thank you, Europe, idiots. But it's what it has. I guess it's meant to be for some sort of safety reason, right? So that when you press the rear brake in icy conditions or on ice, the front brake comes on and makes you fall off. Well done. Okay, so there we go. But it has that. So thanks. And likewise, if I press the rear front brake, I'll get a bit of rear, I believe. I just wish that, why? But it has it. What I'll do is I'll test the brakes in a moment. Now, whilst we're waiting to get moving, let's talk about getting moving. this bike has apparently 10 brake horsepower. Yes, it's a 125. I know it's not a Hayabusa. I know I'm not going to go. I've learned my lesson not to talk about the Hayabusa. But in terms of 125, 10 brake horsepower isn't really out there, and I think they have to do it again because of Europe. You have to have like a maximum kilowatts or whatever. Why do I kilowatts? It's like electricity, right? Anyway, apparently I think the limit on a 125 for for a certain license, this is the thing, right? I've got a full license. This bike can go as fast as it bloody wants to, and I won't break any laws. But anyway, let's not get stuck into that. For someone that's learning, obviously you'd be wanting a 125 because that's the law, and that's the biggest bike you can have. So here we are, and therefore it's restricted in many ways to 11 kilowatts, something like that. I don't think this has 11 kilowatts of power, is where I'm leading to all this anyway. I'm going to go 9 kilowatts, which means it doesn't have a lot of power for a 125 in the category of its European restriction law thing. Right, so yeah, it's a custom design motorbike. It's a cruiser, right? And so it's not quick, is what I'm saying, off the mark, and obviously it is restricted. We're going to take on the Subaru, no? Okay, got a nod. Oh shit. So yeah, it's not quick off the mark. You do have to rev the shenanigans out of it to get it moving, but it does, you know, respond to that as well as it can, which makes it ideal in the setting we are in right now, which is around town. It's perfect. So looks and styling, I know we've drifted away from power for a moment, but I think we've almost done that to death anyway. But in terms of looks, yeah, it looks like a motorbike. You definitely, you know, at a glance you go, that's probably not a 125. You'd probably go like 250, maybe 400 at a very rapid glance with earmuffs on. So that's good. But there's the thing, on this particular model, and the reason this has sprung to mind is because I talked about, yeah, using this around town, which we're doing right now, and it's perfect. It's perfectly at home. You don't need anything faster for around town. And we'll see how fast it goes later. But anyway, around town, perfect. The only thing that's not perfect about this particular model is if you're going around town on a bike, you're probably going to be off. Oh, sorry, I thought my camera stopped then. You're going to be nipping around town, maybe to go and collect something, whatever that may be. But if you're going to be purchasing any more than a lottery ticket, hello. Why is his feet hanging down? Sorry, distracted. If you're purchasing anything more than a lottery ticket, then you're going to have to bring a rucksack, because this particular model doesn't come with any way of storing anything. There's no secret little luggage compartments under the seat. You can't actually lift the seat up without a spanner. So if you're going to be going shopping on your Keeway Superlight, bring a rucksack or pay extra for some. I think you can get some luggage, like 2 side panniers or something. If I can find a picture, I'll put one up there somewhere. I think that costs you about 100 quid. I think you also get a screen as well. I think the screen's a bit unnecessary, but anyway, I think if you pay a little bit more money, you can get a screen as well and some luggage to go with it. Okay, so let's talk now about comfort, shall we? Now, in terms of ride height, it's very low. I am not the world's tallest person, by the way, but basically I can put my feet down sitting on this seat and my knees are bent, and I'm sure I could find the actual ride height of the seat somewhere and put it up there as well. I don't know offhand. I haven't done massive investigation into this particular bike. We'll put some of that into the walk around at the end when I do that. So yeah, if you're of challenged stature, this bike is not going to be a problem for you. I can tell you that now. So ride height, yeah, you're not going to have any issue with this. I don't think there's much out there that really, maybe a Honda Grom or something, that you could really get much lower with. In fact, it's probably on par with a Honda Grom. Okay, so that's the comfort side in terms of ride height. The seat is nice and comfortable. It's a one-piece seat. It does have a pillion section to it, so it's all one piece, bolted to the bike, so you won't be lifting up to put anything underneath it. And it's comfy. Yeah. And the suspension's doing what suspension should do. It's nothing amazing. I have no idea what speed I'm doing. Is that 40? I think I'm doing 40. But yeah, so suspension's doing what it's doing. It does its job. I mean, we're not going super fast. The UK has some nasty potholes. It's probably going to be a bit of a rough time going over any proper bumps, to be fair. But in terms of the forks, the standard telescopic front forks, not adjustable, and the rear is kind of standard sprung shock. So yeah, I mean, it's Chinese bike, right? So it's not going to go crazy in terms of, you know, anything more than a basic shock absorber, front or rear. So yeah, comfort, it's all right. It's all right. And I mean, there's a thing in the back of my head that I'm not talking to you about at the moment, which is why I'm not beating the bike up in any way, because it's all right. We need to talk about the price, don't we? The price for this bike that I'm riding around town, with all the things that I like the mirrors, the controls are easy to use, they're very light controls, steering's good, we'll come to handling when I can go more than 4 miles an hour. This bike costs, brand spanking new, not second hand, brand new, £2,449, I believe. That's peanuts. This is brand new, not second hand, brand new. So yeah, interesting. Oh, it's getting warm. For £2,449, you can get yourself a 125 of this style that will get you around town and get you through your test. So you can buy, quite probably, if you bought something like this, a bigger bike like this. Who knows, maybe you're into Harleys, and if that's the case, you're halfway there, aren't you, with an imitation 125 Harley. For that price, that's really good. For your money, this Keeway 125 Superlight is a bargain. You know, that's why I find it hard to pick fault with it. Even the speedo that's in kilometers. I mean, how much more would it have added on just to make 1 miles an hour? I mean, there is obviously miles per hour in the internal ring of the dial, but they're not easy to see. It's in a colour that's not bright. The lights in the actual, let's call it the dash, shell, aren't exactly very bright. In the sunshine, you can't tell if you're in neutral or if you're indicating or anything. But you know what? It's only cost £2,449. Why? How can I moan at that? I can't. Okay, so handling is fine. You know what? I can't really fault it for the price. I really can't. I can tell you what I think some of the faults are. Thank you, sir, but I don't really like filtering in this because I don't think I've got the power. Right, we're tucking behind this Audi. You see how fast it goes? Come on then! Oh, here we go! Boom shaker! Oh, not. We're up to 80. That's 50, right? Oh, think the wind's hurting it a little bit. We're over 50. We're approaching 90. I need to keep my head down. This one has got the power. 95 kilometers an hour. Look at that. I think with a tailwind, do you know what? I can just about survive on a dual carriageway. I might be able to get. I think I might be able to go a little bit quicker than a truck. Let's do a quick walk around. I'll leave it running. So there you go. This is the Keeway Superlight. 125. Someone's come to photobomb me. But yeah, it's alright, isn't it? Oof. There's that dual braking stuff going on from the rear brake. You can see the two brake fluid pots there. Okay. Needs a bit of a clean. Still got cobwebs on it. Needs a proper clean. Not my job. I'm just reviewing it. But yeah, this is it. There we go. The Keeway Superlight 125. Special edition.